Mainit at makabuluhang talakayan tungkol sa sports, kumpleto yan dito sa Power and Play. Mula sa mga paborito at naglalakihang atleta hanggang sa mga natatanging Pinoy sports figures na dapat nyong makilala. Ihahatid yan dito sa Power and Play.
Kapwa ko Pilipino, ipagmalaki ang galing na meron tayo. Ilantad ang likas nating talento at magdala ng saya sa mundo. Sa harap ng pagsubok ay di susuko, para sa pangarap tayo'y porsigido. Magpakitang gilas na at huwag magpatalo, ipagdiwang natin ang Pilipino. Yan ang Pinoy. Mula noon at hanggang ngayon, talento natin ang bida. Mula sa simpleng bakuran hanggang entablado natin ipakita. May pagsubok man ng Pinoy, pinalalakas ng saya. San man tayo sa pulot, sumbe, sibay, lakay, amiga. Sama-samang pakita ang galing nating katropa sa kapwa ko Pilipino.
Power and Play is presented by Cherry Loom, ang yerong may aluminum. Cherry Tigo, there's more to our cars. JoyRide, ang bago ninyong kasundo.
Halina't makinig, talakayin natin ang laro. Gusto mo, pag-usapan natin, ibida ang hilig ng bawat Pilipino na merong taglay na galing. Bangon na, Power and Play na, bangon na. Power and Play. Bangon na, Power and Play na, bangon na. Pilipinas tayo na, bangon na. Power and Play na, bangon na. Bangon na, Power and Play na, bangon na.
Carlos Yulo with 2 gold medals.
Power and Play with Noli Iyala.
Patuloy po na malamig ang panahon natin, lalong-lalo na sa umaga. Pero sa mundo ng palakasan, painit ng painit. At of course, marami pong lumalabas na mga bagong mukha. Who's hot, who's not, what's not. Ngayong umaga pong ito, sa inyong paboritong kasama tuwing Sabado ng umaga. Uy, bango na! Power and Play na! Kamusta po kayong lahat mga kapatid? Lalong-lalo na po ang ating mga suki sa 105.9 True FM, on 1PH sa Signal TV, and of course sa lahat po ng mga nanonood sa atin at nakikinig sa Facebook Live po ng Power and Play at ng 1PH. Binabati rin po natin of course ang mga nanonood sa atin tuwing linggo sa RPTV Channel 9. Ako po si Noli Iyala. And of course, napanood niyo ba ho yung napakagandang labanan kagabi sa PBA Commissioner's Cup kung saan hindi man playoff intensity pa, pero ang ganda po ng laban between TNT Tropang Giga at ng Barangay Ginebra kung saan nagwagi ng kanilang ika-6 na sunod na panalo ang Talk and Text. Kaya po ang daming nalungkot pero maganda rin po ang naging labanan patungo sa playoffs. At pag-uusapan po natin lahat yan. Siyempre, hindi kompleto ang huntahan kung hindi natin kasama ang aking partner, the man for all seasons, Jera season. Partner, magandang umaga.
Ako, good morning partner. Ang ganda nga ng iyong entrada, no? At mas lalo na, yung kagabi nga, ang ganda ng laro. Yung nga lang, medyo may lumaylay. Magandang umaga po sa inyo lahat. Ito po si Jera Season. At tulad ng sinabi ni partner Nolly, hitik na hitik ang ating programa ngayon. Marami tayong pag-uusapan, hindi lamang sa local basketball, pati sa NBA, pag-uusapan din natin, partner.
Kasi umiinit na rin.
Yes.
Halos tapos na yung NBA.
Oh.
Huwag nyo nang pagtawanan yan eh. Pagbigyan nyo na ang 76ers. Tapos natin
Plastic
ang
ba?
konti yan.
Plastic ba?
Plastic moment. Ayan. Hindi. Alam nyo, halos tapos na yung kalahati ng season ng
Yeah.
NBA eh.
Yeah.
Partner. At talagang, kumbaga, race. At saka may trade deadline na nangyayari. So, ang dami na rin galawan. Pero, ang dami rin mga napakagagandang mga takeaways nung first half of the season. At mamaya pag-uusapan po natin yan. Of course, mamaya ay atin ring pag-uusapan, partner. At ating makakapanayam yung bagong mukha ng Philippine football. Aba, inakapanayam natin. Alam mo, batang-bata, 21 years old, pero 3 goal na siya internationally for the Philippine National Football Team. Ayaw na nilang tawagin daw silang Ascals. Ayaw na ng manager nila.
Ganon?
Oo.
Alang,
Ewan ko. Siguro,
Aspin.
Pero si Sandro Reyes po, ating nakapanayam nung isang araw at siya po ang yung tinatawag nilang midfielder, attacking midfielder ng Philippine National Football Team.
Oo nga, sayang nga partner dahil yung nakapanayam mo nga siya, unfortunately, ako'y naipit sa ating maluwag na trapiko along EDSA. Hindi ako umabot.
Oo.
Pero nakakatuwa naman kasi dahil yung kanyang ama ay aking kaibigan.
Yes.
Yes.
Si dating congressman.
Dating Congressman Edmund Reyes.
Edmund Reyes,
Edmund, kamusta na? Kalaro ko lang basketball yan.
Oo. Okay. Political clan nga. Kaya yung nag-usap tayo ni Sandro, marami siya nabanggit tungkol doon. And of course, kung paano sinusuportahan siya ng kanyang pamilya. Kahit na iba yung landas niya.
Actually, kung hindi ako nagkakamali, nakwikwento na ni Edmund dyan when he was still heading the Toll Regulatory Board nung panahon ni Pinoy, na sinasabi niya nga na misa sumasama siya doon sa anak niya outside of the country.
Well, alam mo partner, si Sandro, 4 years old pa lang, naglalaro na ng football.
Kaya nga, sinasamahan niya sa mga international competitions.
At pinadala nila sa Spain.
Oh.
Naging scholar sa Spain at doon siya doon siya nakapag-aral at ngayon ay naglalaro na sa Germany. So talagang football na ang kanyang buhay.
Ako rin naman.
Yeah.
Espanya.
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 Doon ka nag-aral.
Sa UST. Sa Espanya.
Ako, doon lang ako sa Melo Katipunan. Alright, at mamaya din po ay ating makakapanayam. Nako, sabi natin nga, who's hot, who's not. Itong mamang ito, ang mainit na naglalaro ngayon para sa rain or shine.
Oh, yeah.
Siya naman ang bumubuhat ng koponan ni Coach Yengyao na ngayon ay nasa gitna ng labanan, talagang thick of things pagdating sa tuktok ng playoffs, partner. Si Dion Thompson, ang import po ng Rain or Shine, ay ating makakasama mamaya. Ang galing ng import na yan, ha?
Oo, nakita ko nga, napanood ko magaling. Maliban sa, yung height limit, medyo nandoon siya sa nakakaangat compared to other players. Magaling talaga maglaro.
And the other thing about him is, halos lahat ng sinasamahang team nito, nagcha-champion.
Uy, ano ibig sabihin niya?
Ay, kaya nga, yun ang gusto natin malaman. Ano ba common denominator ng mga koponan niya? At nakakapag-champion sila. Let's see kung pasok doon ang rain or shine. Oy, bago tayo magpatuloy po gusto ko nga palang partner magpasalamat lamang dahil natapos po yung aming isang munting pagkasama-sama ng mga matatanda ng mga senior citizen golfers ng Lasal Green Hills na amin pong itinanghal last Monday, partner.
At gusto sana kitang alam mo sa totoo lang, partner. Hindi naman sa nabigla ako.
Oo, yan.
Congratulations.
Yeah!
Dahil kayong nanalo, batch champion, no?
Nanalo po ang aming batch sa Lasal Green Hills 1 stroke.
Talaga?
Pinalo namin yung batch 81, 1 stroke kasi top 5 golfers out of the 12-man lineup nanalo kami ng 1 stroke at well, of course, napakasaya halos ang daming mga...
How many participants, partner?
There were 100 participants,
Wow.
100 senior golfers.
Wow.
Kabilang na dyan si Justice Andy Reyes, ang dating Supreme Court Justice, na siya yung nasa primo batch, yung first batch ng Lasal, 1968.
Uy.
Andun din po, of course, si Ronnie Hinares. Dati, alam ko, yan, rin, Ateneo. Pero nung high school, ay nasa Lasal din siya. Si Randy Santiago, naglaro din. At napakarami pa pong mga senior players.
At yung Noli Iyala, syempre.
Nag-enjoy kami doon. At dumalo din, bumisita si Coach Topex Robinson ng DLSU Green Archers na naglaro din as a guest. Si Coach Topex. No? So, again, gusto namin po magpasalamat. Gusto ko magpasalamat in behalf of the organizers, yung Batch 80. Sa lahat po ng tumulong para po mabuo.
First to di ba, partner?
First ever.
Kauna-unahan, no?
First ever na senior golf tournament. At para lang po namin kumbaga balikan ng konti, yung nangyari noong Lunes, ipapalabas po namin ang naging video ng LSGH Masters. Panoorin niyo po to.
On top of the world, about to jump above it. Take it straight to the moon, 'cause we know how to rock it. Ain't no thing you can do, ain't no way to stop it. Now you feeling it too, let's get it started.
Hi, this is Coach Topex Robinson of the DLSU Green Archers at nagpapasalamat po kami for inviting us over here sa Lasal GH Masters Tournament. We're really having fun and hopefully, nag-enjoy din po kayo with the fine weather and the fine course. Maraming salamat po. Animo Lasal.
I'm ready, ready. Let's get it, get it. I'm ready, ready. Are you ready, ready? Let's get it started.
First and foremost, I'd like to congratulate our chairman, Noli Iyala, for organizing this fantastic event. I extend our appreciation to all those who participated. And lastly, we are grateful to all our sponsors at Miguel Corporation, and a special shout out to CWC Interiors, care of Mr. Fred Yuzon. Maraming salamat, mabuhay kayong lahat.
It's starting to heat up, off the charts, off the meter. Turn it up, blow the speakers, make them all to believers. Break through the surface, tell them open the curtains. Give them all what they wanted, yeah. Now let's get started. I'm ready, ready. Let's get it, get it. I'm ready, ready. Are you ready, ready? Let's get it started.
I would just like to take this opportunity to thank all the batches, the participating batches from batch 68 to 73 to 81 in joining us in our inaugural The Masters Cup of LSGH.
Gusto namin po magpasalamat sa lahat ng mga senior batches that joined us today. It is truly a spectacle to see many of our senior brothers who are continuing to play the game that we all love, which is golf. Be here today and have a terrific fellowship.
On behalf of my boss, our President and CEO, Mr. Frederick Yuzon, and the entire CWC Interiors family, we would like to thank you for inviting us to the Lasal Green Hills Batch 1980 Golf Tournament. We have prepared some raffle prizes care of Herman Miller, ergonomic task chairs, which we hope you will enjoy. Together with us today is, of course, our Green Light team and our Muntianang Pilipinas Queens who will grace your event.
We look forward to having more senior batches in the future dahil tatanda ka rin. And we hope that one day, all of the senior batches can continue the legacy of the LSGH Masters. Marami pong salamat at mabuhay. Animo Lasal!
Let's get it started.
ating naging event nung Monday. And again, pasalamat po kami San Miguel Corporation, JoyRide, CWC Interiors at napakarami pang ibang mga sponsors na tumulong sa atin. Okay.
Actually, partner, na-realize ko nahuli ako doon
Yun nga eh.
Ngayon lang ako
Naka-green
naka-green
ka eh. Kaya nga sabi ko, sakto-sakto eh.
Kaso tapos na yung tournament.
Again, marami po salamat sa inyong lahat. Ha? Alright. Well, tuloy-tuloy po tayo sa ating pong palatuntunan ngayong Sabado ng umaga. Sabi nga natin, napakainit na po ng mundo ng palakasan early in the year. And of course, pag-uusapan natin lahat yan sa What's the Score? And of course, what's the score mga kapatid? Ang ating pong pag-uusapan ay mga paksa na pinakamainit na ika nga tinatalakay ngayon ng mga sports fans. And of course, one of that is our current NBA season where we have seen hindi lamang po yung mga traditional powers but a lot of surprises in the first half of the season. Grabe partner, ha? You can see na ang dami nag-aangatan. Even mga players na hindi mo akalain. And of course, yung mga brilliant coaching strategies ng mga coaches ngayon na talagang nagpapaangat sa kanilang mga team. And well, para po samahan tayo para pag-usapan ang NBA. Kasama po natin ngayon, walang iba kundi ang ating kaibigan and of course, sportscaster, sports analyst, si Jutt Sulit. Good morning, Jutt!
Good morning, Com. Good morning, Sir Jera. Salamat po sa pag-imbita dito ulit sa Power and Play.
Hi, Jutt. Good morning.
Alam natin partner to si Jutt, nakatutok ito sa NBA and of course, he's seen a lot of it and of course covering also many of our leagues dito sa Pilipinas. But let me begin with this, Jutt. Alam natin na even prior to the season, it was the Boston Celtics na talagang heavy preseason favorite na mag-repeat as champion dahil intact ang kanilang lineup or yung championship core. Last 10 games nila, they've only been 6-4 although still second place in the East. Do you think they're still the best team in the league and malaki pa rin ang tsansa? What do you think?
Kung kumikirot yung Los Angeles Lakers kung puso talking about the Celtics. Pero sa totoo lang, ako convinced ako na in the long run, lalo na pagpasok ng playoffs, lalabas ulit yung husay ng Celtics. There's no question para sa akin na ang ganda talaga ng tinatakbo ng Cavaliers. I mean, hindi madali magdalawang double-digit winning streaks this early in the season. Pero I feel like yung experience na itong Celtics in the long run, lalabas pa rin. Siguro, baka nangangapa ulit kasi mas healthy na ngayon si Kristaps Porzingis. So, syempre, pag-inject ng ganong kalaking profile na player sa team mo, pag bumalik siya, medyo may onting adjustments, but I'm certain they're gonna figure it out along the way.
Partner, alam ko naman na nakita mo yung lakas ng Celtics. Remember, we were covering the finals.
Yeah.
Pero ikaw ba may nakikita kang konting lamat? May konting problema dito, partner?
At actually, ang pinakalamat dyan kung mababasa sila ng mga ibang kalaban. Dahil the players, the lineup is intact. No? Pero syempre, we may admit it or not, di ba? May aging pa rin doon May aging players
Magandang punto
Kaya
yan.
pwedeng bumaba yung performance level at mabasa ng kabila.
1 year later kasi ito
1 year later yan
And you know, the key to the Boston Celtics game is their 3-point shooting. Alam natin, they are now setting a record pace in terms of number of 3-point shots. But last season, they were making more 3-point shots than they are making today.
Para ba sinabi mo, partner, dati, no? During the time of the Warriors, di ba? Yung talagang ang ganda, winning streak sila, pero they were not able to get the championship, di ba? The next season, hindi na sila ganun
Nag-iba.
Nag-iba sila di ba? Tama ba yung Jutt?
Tama po yan. Kasi sabi nga nila, di ba, pagka manalo ka ng kampyonato, automatic yan. Sa susunod na season, yung target ng lahat ng teams, nasa iyo na. Imagine sa NBA, 29 teams yung naka-target sa Celtics ngayon.
So pinaghahandaan lagi, basta kalaban ang
oo.
Boston Celtics.
Yeah.
And partner, alam natin, may naghahabol.
Hindi, kaya nga, on the other side of the fence, no, based on their records, di ba, number 1 ang Cavs at 34-6, no?
Wow.
34 wins, 6 losses. Sa kabila, ganun din sila sa OKC. Do you think the OKC Thunders will lord it over sa Eastern Conference?
Lord it over, I mean, parang medyo may...
Kaya lang nasabi ko, kaya lang nasabi ko yung Jutt, no? Dahil ang pangalawa Rockets 27-13.
No, sa West.
Sa West pala, I mean. Sorry.
Totoo yan.
Yun ang ibig ko sabihin.
Well, alam, sa ngayon, sir, parang pareho rin yung sentiment ko with the Cavs. Mahusay ngayon yung OKC for sure. Pero ang napapansin ko talaga watching the NBA for ilang taon na rin, ilang dekada na rin pag dikdigan na sa dulo ng regular season, pati syempre pagdating sa playoffs, yung experience ng team, yung mga veterano dyan na pumapasok. At feeling ko lang pwedeng mali ako, pero feeling ko lang medyo bata pa masyado siguro yung OKC para tumuloy-tuloy sa finals, lalo na pagdating nga ng mas experience na labanan sa playoffs.
You really think so, Jutt? Kasi sabi nga ni Jera, 34-6, no? And that is, they're at pace to win 70 games actually, no? Sabi nga ng iba, they may not break the Warriors record, but they're on pace to at least hit 68, 69, even 70 games, no? And with the way they've been playing, in fact, last game, nanalo ang OKC laban sa Cavs just 2 days ago, partner. Tinambakan nila ang Cavs, no? And again, they limited that high octane offense ng Cleveland, ang OKC. Do you think that there's medyo bata talaga? They cannot sustain this run, or they have enough pieces right now? What do you think? At gagawa pa ba ng galaw itong OKC sa tingin mo, Jutt?
Sa ngayon, sa ganda ng tinatakbo ng regular season nila, feel ko baka okay na sila for now.
Okay.
Mahusay ngayon, ang kaba ko lang for them is kapag 7-game series na. Kapag hindi na nag-iiba-iba yung kalaban mo every night. Magagawa mo yung necessary adjustments, yung mental din na aspeto ng laro. Gaano kakatibay. Kasi yun yung nakita natin, di ba, previously, doon lumalabas talaga yung mga ganyan sa playoffs. Ako nagagalingan ako kay Hartenstein. Pero kapag kalaban mo na yung playoff mode na Jokic, yun yung mga bagay na gano'n.
Tama yun. Nakita naman natin yun even when he was playing sa New York. Medyo nung nakatapat niya na yung Celtics, iba na ang naging
dinadaga. Ano ba yun?
may ganung klaseng term. All right, let's talk about the biggest surprise so far in the first half of the season, Jutt. There have been some teams na maraming injuries, yet they're still on top. There have been some teams na hindi natin nakalain, nasa tuktok din. Sa'yo, unahin na natin ang East. Which teams are the biggest surprises so far in the first half?
Well, easily yung dalawa, Cavs and Oklahoma, pero parang easy answer yan Siguro sa East, I would have to say New York. Again, magaling. Mahusay na team. Pero nagulat lang ako kung gaano kaganda agad yung pagpasok ni Karl Anthony Towns. Kasi parang napakalaki ng role na gagampanan niya at napaka-importante na mag-work well sila lalong-lalo na ni Jalen Brunson. Parang nung nangyari ang trade, ang question pa sa utak ko, sino ngayon yung magiging number 1 guy? Sino yung magbibigay daan maging number 2? Pero seamless ang ganda ng tinatakbo ng Knicks, and I'm surprised na 27-15 yung record nila sa puntong to ng season. Pagdating sa West, yung Grizzlies, I'm a Ja Morant fan and I'm very happy na makita silang up there top 3 ulit. Pero for me, mas surprising pa rin na number 2 yung Rockets. I don't think na predict yan ng anyone. Diba? Coming into the season. 27-13, yung kababayan natin si Jalen Green right in the middle of this run. So nakakatawa makita.
Talaga, totoo yan. Partner, ikaw, biggest surprise for you?
Ako talaga, ang biggest surprise sa akin, pareho tayo, yung Rockets Pero alam mo, siguro, dahil mahabang usapan dito sa Kwan, but I'm more interested yung galawan Yung half na, di ba, magkakaroon na ng trades dito
Absolutely.
Di ba? I'm more interested on that. Sino ba ang palagay mo nakikita mo, Jutt, na matitrade or papasok sa team in order to boost their chances for the playoffs?
Mabigat yan.
Hindi,
Mabigat
di ba?
na.
Dahil, ito, isa sa
Ilagay mo sa si Jutt, ha?
Hindi, di ba? Isa sa malaking usapan talaga dyan. Napapanood ko rin sa kila Charles Barkley with regards to the issue ni Jimmy Butler,
Jimmy
di ba?
Butler, tama.
Di ba? Ite-trade na raw eh. Saan, ano ba mga insights mo dito, Jutt? To make it more
Sir
interesting.
Chera, ako yun talaga yung inaabangan ko at sigurado inaabangan ng halos lahat ng NBA fans. Saan mapupunta si Jimmy Butler?
Diba?
Yun yung kumbaga sweepstakes ngayon eh. But I do believe, and kung babalikan natin syempre history ng career ni Jimmy, hindi pumasok ng finals ang Miami kung hindi dahil kay Jimmy Butler. At hindi sila nakalaban in the finals. But at the same time, nakita rin natin yung part ng Jimmy Butler story na medyo nakakagulo sa mga teams na napasok niya. Di ba? May mga drama.
May AP siya, may AP. AP. Attitude problem.
Ano ang AP, sir? so yun eh, hindi lang sa kung saan siya mapupunta, pero ano yung magiging epekto niya dun sa team na mapupunta niya? Magiging yung good effect of a Jimmy Butler ba or yung disrupting effect
Actually,
ng isang Jimmy Butler?
if I may add to that, no, na when I was watching yung huntahan nila Shaquille O'Neal at saka Kwan, dahil nag-iba eh, Jimmy Butler, yung pagpasok niya daw doon sa Heat, talagang binibira niya yung mga batang players. Dapat palagi kayo nagpa-practice. Parang Michael Jordan. But lately, siya yung gumagawa ng ganun.
Tama.
Hindi na. Kaya parang, ano nangyari kay Jimmy Butler? Parang ganun eh.
Well, you know, ako just...
Di ba nga po,
Go ahead, Jutt. Go ahead.
di ba nasabit dati ni, if I remember correctly, may quote si Eric Spoelstra na Jimmy Butler is the Heat culture. And the Heat have been so big on that word culture.
Tama.
So,
Yeah.
the fact nga, nasabi nga, Sir Jerry, siya yung bumabasag na ngayon malaking problema talaga sa Miami.
Although sa laki ng kontrata ni Jimmy Butler, napakahirap ilipat. And that's what they're talking about. Dahil baka talagang hindi magkasya. Dahil ngayon, unang-una, maraming teams are over the apron, yung tinatawag nilang apron. And you cannot consolidate contracts. So talagang napakaraming rules ng NBA that will not allow just a simple trade, no? Napakaraming elements just to move Jimmy Butler around. So that's something na ating tututukan. Talking about surprises, of course, as for me, one of the biggest surprises, of course, is San Antonio. Sa akin,
Oh, yeah.
Ano ba last year, they had a record of 22-60. Right now, ang record nitong San Antonio is 19-20. Can you imagine? They're only 3 games away from matching their win record, and they're right there in the thick of the things na pagdating sa play-in tournament. So again, Wembanyama has been absolutely terrific at ako'y natutuwa sa kanyang development. Hopefully magpatuloy dahil we need a star like that si Wembanyama. Of course, yung dunk ni Ja Morant the other day was another thing laban kay Victor Wembanyama. Let's go to the biggest disappointments, Jutt, so far for you in the first half of the season. Huwag mo titingnan ito, please.
Ayun pala.
Sige, tatakip tayo mata dyan ko. Pero ako siguro, yung Orlando Magic para sa akin. Kasi ako na-excite ako makita sila. Yung Paolo Banchero tsaka Franz Wagner nung nakita natin sila pareho in the World Cup nung nagkaroon dito. Grabe ang husay ng dalawa. And nakaka-frustrate lang. Alam ko naman puro injuries kaya hindi makapagtuloy-tuloy. I guess the same about the Dallas Mavericks. Maganda pa so far yung record ng Dallas, pero you wanna see Kyrie and Luka on the floor, obviously.
Yes. So, yung injuries, yan ang malaking bagay, partner. But Golden State right now is
11.
at number 11.
11.
They are 500, 2020. Again, we were thinking na yung mga galawan ng Golden State would bring them up. Partner, are you disappointed sa performance ng Golden State?
Disappointed dahil syempre, although I'm not a Warriors fan, I'm a Steve Curry fan. Kaya, kaso, nandyan na yung age factor eh.
Andyan din,
Kaya kumbaga, kailangan tanggapin na tatanda ka rin, katulad doon sa tournament mo.
Even Phoenix, for that matter, Jutt, no? Phoenix, of course, they tried to make some moves. They brought in Tyus Jones. Even si Nurkic is with them. And yet, they're only at number 10 right now at 20-20. Injuries, malaking bagay. But Devin Booker has been below his normal self. Jutt, what do you think?
Yeah, he's picked up his scoring over the last few games, silang sunod-sunod na 30 plus points. Pero talaga nag-convert siya dun sa if you look at his numbers, parang he's taking on more of the facilitating din para sa Suns. And I guess at some point, kung meron kang tatlong sobrang husay na scorer, Bradley Beal, Kevin Durant, Devin Booker, baka may kailangan niyang medyo mag-adjust ng konti. And it seemed like si Booker yung nag-take ng initiative to do that. His assist is right around 6 to 7 per game right now. So, one of the highest na na-average in his career. For the longest time kasi laging may natural point guard yan kasama sa floor. So, now he's taking on a bit of that role para sa Suns.
Well, the Suns are only 5-5 in their last 10 games, and their road record medyo 7-12. So medyo pag away sila sa kanilang tahanan nahihirapan. Let's go to the sleepers, Jutt. Sino ang sa tingin mo pwede pang umangat ngayon na medyo we're sleeping on them na nagpi-pick up na ang laro and may just contend for both conferences? Let's begin in the East.
Ako, in the East, I like how Atlanta's looking ngayong season. Trae Young, parang malaki rin yung adjustment niya eh. Multiple games na 20 assists, and I think that's something na hindi natin masyado nakikita dati kay Trae Young. I think parang mas in-embrace niya ngayon yung leadership role at saka yung talagang siya yung magpapatakbo ng opensa. And he's doing that not just by scoring in bunches and putting up shots. Parang gumanda yung shot selection niya this season. So, feel ko, because of how well Trae Young is playing, malaki pa yung potential na iangat ng Atlanta this season.
Alright.
Ako naman, being a Heat fan, although 2019, placing 8th, for the last 2 seasons ng NBA, sleeper sila, umangat sila di ba? Umangat lagi ang Heat Baka sakali umangat uli.
Yung Tyler Hero, umiinit talaga Bagamat hindi naglalaro si Jimmy Butler. Ako naman, I think the Bucks are a sleeper for me. Milwaukee is right now, of course, in 4th, but they are on a hot roll, and I think sa wakas nakikita na nila yung magandang kombinasyon ni Giannis at saka ni Dame Lillard. So that's one team that we can look forward to. But in the West, sino sa tingin mo, Jutt, which team is a sleeper for you?
Kung titignan lang natin yung standings ngayon, kung ako for me, easy pick magiging Nuggets. Number 4 right now.
Nuggets.
Feel ko may labang pa rin ito maging
naman.
top team
With Jokic
in the West, di ba?
Oo.
Tsaka ganda ng chemistry nila ngayon ni Russell Westbrook. Imagine, dalawang triple-double.
Actually, nag-improve.
Pero,
sige.
Yeah, totoo. Outside of yung Denver na easy choice nga, I like the Kings. Siguro may bias kasi si Cap Jimmy alam pang kanya. Pero I've been seeing their games. Ang ganda ng tinatakbo nila. Hindi na lang kasi centered on De'Aaron Fox and Domas Sabonis Sina Malik Monk, ganda ng pinapakita. DeMar DeRozan, tahimik lang, pero
very effective.
Bigyan ka ng 30 sa isang laro. Ganda ng chemistry.
Right. Ikaw, partner.
Well,
Denver
ako. Dahil talagang
sleeper
Sleeper, Tsaka kailangan magmumug rin si Jokic para magising ng gusto.
Ako, I like the Lakers. I mean, they may have had an up and down season so far, but they are in 6th place, 21 and 17.
Yeah.
And they are moving well, particularly healthy si AD, healthy si LeBron at 40 years old. He's still performing at a very high level. I think they will still make some moves come trade deadline. I think this is a team na may chance. Although, again, you're talking about going up against OKC, Memphis, Denver, and even the Clippers.
So, you mean, partner, ang Lakers willing pang magkaroon ng trade sa
Ako, may nakikita pa rin akong, I think, galaw. They still have Hachimura na pwede nilang i-trade. Marami pa silang, meron pa yung mga bata na pwedeng i-move around. So, I have a feeling na meron pang galawan to kahit pa paano.
Pero ito, Jutt, I want to get your take here. Parang nakikita ko kasi every time may trade, ang natitrade, yung magaling na medyo matanda na Di ba? Walang trade na medyo bata na aspiring Normally, papasok ang isang player na na-trade, yung dating magaling na pwedeng ipamigay. So who are these players who you think na dito, kunyari dyan, sinabi mo Hachimura, pwedeng i-trade. What's your take here?
For the Lakers, sir, I think feel ko untouchable si Austin Reeves right now eh. He's looking to be the future talaga of siguro Rui din, and I don't know kung may pick up kay Jackson Hayes, pero decent kasing defense si Jackson Hayes.
Tama.
For me.
Even
And
Vanderbilt.
I think
si Vanderbilt.
Even Jared
Yeah.
Vanderbilt is another guy na pwede.
Hindi lang makalaro eh.
Hindi lang makalaro. Yun ang problema.
Oo.
Yeah. But you know,
Syempre you always want to have backup centers in case wag naman sana may injury si AD, di ba? Pero sa ganda ng tinatakbo ni AD ngayon health-wise, baka pwede kang makinig lang sa mga offers around Jackson Hayes.
yeah. Well, you know, a lot of stories, a lot of narratives sa NBA, and that's the beauty of that league. The All-Star Game is coming up. As a parting shot, Jutt, one player na hindi pa natin nakikita sa All-Star Game na gusto mo makita this coming February.
Boom! Mag-homer pick ako. I think si Austin Reeves.
Wow, Austin Reeves.
Naunahan mo ako dyan, ha?
Austin Reeves.
Ako
Partner,
rin.
ikaw rin?
Yun rin eh. Yun rin ang nasa ulo ko eh. Si Austin Reeves.
Ako, Wembanyama, of course. You know, we have not seen Wembanyama in the All-Star Game.
But I think, sure yan.
Sure.
Yan.
And then,
si Austin Reeves medyo kwan eh. Pero Wembanyama.
Wembanyama will be a fascinating All-Star
yeah.
player. Jutt, maraming salamat sa panahon binigay mo sa amin. I'm sure maraming nag-aabang sa mga predictions mo and of course sa mga napag-usapan natin. We look forward to a very exciting second half of the NBA season. Maraming salamat, Jutt.
Thank you so much, Jutt.
Thank you, Ma'am. Thank you, Sir Jenna.
Mga kaibigan, ang ating pong kapatid sa hanap buhay and of course a really good sportscaster. I love the way he calls the games.
Yeah.
Jutt Sulit. Sa What's the Score. Ang dami pwede pag-usapan sa NBA, partner.
Kaya
MVP, sino ang comeback player of the year, rookie of the year, ang dami, di ba? So, and of course, pag-usapan natin sana yung Sixers, pero ayoko na eh. Nalulungkot lang ako eh. Alright mga kapatid, before we take a break, isa muna pong paalala mula sa ating mga kaibigan sa Smart. Puso Pilipinas is a movement to celebrate the Filipino athlete powered by Smart. Follow them on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. Get a chance to win exclusive Puso Pilipinas merch by sharing their Facebook page in your social media accounts with hashtag Puso Pilipinas. The GigaLife app is the latest mobile app from Smart that lets you discover and enjoy your passions with the different Giga promos. It can be downloaded and used by Smart Postpaid, Smart Prepaid, Pro Prepaid, and TNT subscribers via the Apple or Google Play Store. What can the GigaLife app do for me? Check your balance. Monitor your current subscription. Top up using debit credit card. Subscribe to the latest Giga promos. Monitor your data consumption. Auto-detect your mobile number when you are connected to Smart Network. One-tap subscription to the most popular offer, Giga Video 99. And of course, Power and Play is powered by Smart. Live more today! When we return, marami pa po tayong makakausap sa Cash or Bash at mamaya po makakasama natin Dion Thompson ng Rain or Shine. Ito po ang Power and Play hatid sa inyo ng Cherry Loom, Cherry Tigo at ng JoyRide. Ang oras po natin, 8:37 ng umaga.
I dare to dream big. To be a voice of my generation. To inspire resilience in the face of roadblocks. And in sharing my stories, I let others share in my passion.
Follow Kai Stories on Twitter and share yours. With Smart Double Giga Stories. Share 2 times the passion with 2 gigabytes for Twitter and more. Guaranteed every day, plus data for all sites.
Simple, smart ako.
Ito ang programang inaabangan, mga paborito mong baliksahan, impormasyon
Dito na kami! Sa True FM!
Sa 105.9. Pag in the mood for beach, Time for Dunkin' Iced Spanish Latte.
Pag sweater weather, time for Dunkin' Brewed Coffee.
Pag nagkayaya ang magbike, time for Dunkin' Iced Americano.
Anytime is Dunkin' Coffee time. My hot and iced coffee for any moment, any vibe, anytime. Eh, ikaw? Time for Dunkin' Coffee, hot or iced.
Ang oras, 8:39.
Ang oras sa True
Baka naman kasi hindi matibay yung ginamit nyo. Dapat ang gamitin mo ay Cherry Loom, ang yerong aluminum. Basta yero, Cherry Loom. Tibay protektado sa pangmatagalang yero.
Maraming salamat po dahil saan man ang True FM. Naroon din kayo sa 105.9 na tayo. Dito tayo sa totoo.
Power and play with Com Noli Iyala. Power and Play with Noli Iyala.
Mayong buntag po, kanina tanan sa lahat po ng ating mga suki sa Cebu City at sa Cagayan de Oro City. Kamusta po kayong lahat? We're hoping nasa mabuti po kayong kalagayan at maganda ang panahon dyan sa inyong mga lugar. Of course, salamat po sa inyong patuloy na pagsuporta sa Power and Play.
Thank you! Oo, at masantos siya kabuwasan at sakay namin. And Lingayen Pangasinan, kamusta po kayo dyan? And speaking of yung seniors na tatanda ka rin.
Oo.
Gusto ko rin batiin ang isang nanonood sa atin.
Aba?
Ha?
Oh.
Oo.
Sino yan?
Si Mama Adele Gonzaga.
Uy!
She'll be turning 95 years old this July.
Yan.
Oo, ang kanyang anak na
95?
Yes, ang kanyang anak na aking kaibigan at kaklase na nag-aalaga sa kanya, si Ted Gonzaga. Kamusta dyan, Ted? At ganun din. Siyempre, kung 95 years old yan, gusto ko rin batiin ang aking mother-in-law.
Ayan. Siyempre.
Oo,
kung hindi, wala kang ano. Wala kang ano, ha?
Si Mami Regine.
Mami Regine.
Bibay, na she'll be turning 100 this
Wow!
August.
100!
Di ba? Talaga, tatanda rin tayo.
Tatanda ka rin. Nabati mo na rin ang mother-in-law mo. Gusto ko pong batiin ang nanay ko.
Yun.
Na patuloy nagpapagaling dyan sa UST Hospital. Again, Nay, pagaling ka lang. Enjoy lang. Happy. And thank you sa lahat po ng mga doktor na nag-aalaga sa aking ina.
Pagaling kayo, Mami, ha? Pagaling kayo.
Salamat. Oy, by the way, isa pa, batiin lang natin isang belated happy birthday si Mr. Frank Lau.
Uy!
Frank Lau ng, of course, Strong Group Athletics na yung team nila ay lalaban.
Yes.
Lalaban na naman internationally. Again, so belated happy birthday.
Belated happy birthday, Boss Frank.
Boss Frank. At of course, kay Katunying Taberna.
Uy, yung nga pala.
Belated happy birthday din.
Belated happy birthday.
And ako isa pa, si Lily Sia, yung isa kong co-parent sa Xavier. Happy birthday, Madam Lily. Happy birthday. Paano naman kami ni Jera? Ang galing magluto niya.
Uy, Mami Lily, nandito lang naman kami. Konti lang yung kinain naming almusal. Pwede pa magpahabol.
Alright. Well, mga lahat na nagbe-birthday, binabati po namin kayo. And ito ang aming handog sa inyo. Ang patuloy pong promo ng JoyRide sa Power and Play. Ang ating puntapa promo. Kung saan namimigay tayo ng 1,000 pesos JR Pay wallet credits para magamit nyo sa JoyRide delivery, JoyRide MC Taxi, JoyRide Car, JoyRide Taxi Cab, at JoyRide Super Taxi. Again, download the JoyRide Super App. Kuhanan ng screenshot ng app's home screen. Ipadala sa Power and Play FB page via PM. Isama nyo pong inyong buong pangalan at registered mobile number. At you have a chance to win 1,000 pesos JR Pay wallet credits. 5 po ang aming pipiliin. And then, of course, mamaya, meron din tayong ipamimigay na JoyRide Limited Edition Aqua Flask. Kung saan naman na magagamit nyo sa inyong mga biyahe, sa inyong mga sports activities, etc. Mag-book lamang ng MC Taxi Cab or Car or Taxi Cab at Super Taxi. Kuhanan ng creative picture ng inyong kasama po ang inyong driver. Ipadala sa Power and Play FB page. At isama nyo po yung hashtag of the week. At ang hashtag of the week ngayong linggong pong ito ay mukhang
roll drum, please.
Wala pa yun. Hashtag biyahe na with JoyRide. Ayan, kita mo naman biyahe na with JoyRide. Sama nyo po yan sa creative picture and a chance to win JoyRide Limited Edition Aqua Flask. Alright, tuloy-tuloy po ang ating usapan at ngayon naman, syempre ipasok na natin ang masaya na Cash or Bash. At ang Cash or Bash ay hatid sa inyo ng Cherry Tigo, there's more to our cars. Oy nga pala, gusto nating kamustahin ulit lahat ng mga tiga UAAGI. Thank you so much for your support. Lalong-lalo na ang bike cars, yung bike X55. Grabe, ang ganda ng sasakyan. Hole-in-one price namin, ang ganda partner ng bike.
Meron ba nanalo?
Ako, alam mo naman ako hindi ko ayoko na
dahil parang hindi mo type yung
hindi
kulay.
Hindi maganda host kami.
Ganun
Tapos ako pa mananalo. Kaya inilihis ko ng konti.
Nilihis mo na konti.
Alright, at this point, ang ating po mga kasama sa Cashier Bash, walang iba kundi si Simoun Redoblado ng All-Star Magazine at ang ating mga suki, si Ivan Saldajeno ng Dugout Philippines. Magandang umaga, Simoun and Ivan.
Hi, Simoun! Kumusta na? Long time no see.
Happy New Year po.
Happy New Year. Happy New Year.
Morning everyone. Happy New Year din.
Yun,
Oy,
Ivan.
Kumusta na?
Okay lang po.
Alright, well, bago tayo magpatuloy sa COB, kahapon, nakita natin si Mikey Williams, partner, na nanonood ng TNT versus Ginebra. Pero ang maganda yung sinabi mo. Ano sabi ni Mikey Williams?
I can't wait to play against TNT.
Against TNT? Ang ibig niyo ba sabihin hindi na siya lalaro sa TNT? Is that sealing the deal? Well, I wanna ask your take there, Simon. Sa tingin mo ba tapos na ang panahon ni Mikey Williams sa TNT?
It's all but official, Noli, kasi kung naglo-look forward na po siya sa pagtotoo sa TNT instead of playing alongside the Tropang Texter or the Tropang Giga, matik na yan, rekta na po yan, and I cannot wait to see that explosive matchup.
Grabe, nakakatakot because he's here to play for strong group, no?
Yeah.
Para sa Dubai. So, I mean, he's already said something, although he was watching yesterday. Mukhang nasunog na yung tulay. Ivan, anong nakikita mo dito? Saan magandang maglaro itong si Mikey Williams kung hindi man siya tutuloy na sa TNT?
Actually, the funny thing is, nandun ako sa Ultra kagabi. So we interviewed Mikey, and he's parang when he was asked if there were talks of him going back to TNT, he said no comment. So mukhang yun na nga, parang end of the era na nga, if ever, na hindi na nga maglalaro si Mikey sa TNT. But who knows, diba? Parang in another interview, he said, parang may still open. Pero we'll see. Pero yun nga, napapansin ko na, bakang the writing is on the wall, he might be on his way out of the PLDT franchise.
Wow, that's a big news. Of course, alam naman natin ang kaliber nitong si Mikey Williams. Pero ang tanong dyan sino ang tatanggapin ng TNT?
Ikaw, Simon, anong tingin mo? Anong magiging back entry ni Mikey Williams sa PBA in case after playing for the strong group?
Jera, I don't know exactly how it will happen, but I'm personally looking forward to seeing Mikey Williams play for the SMC camp. So, ibahin naman natin.
Wow.
So, what better way to jumpstart that Mikey Williams TNT rivalry than Mikey Williams playing for either Ginebra, San Miguel, or...
Sila na naman!
Weirder things happen, so tignan natin, baka mangyari po.
Pero alam mo, syempre, naglalaro siya for strong group. Alam naman natin ang connection ng strong group at ng Converge. So, hindi natin alam yung mga galawang ganyan. Although, I
actually think mukhang sa Converge siya pupunta.
Converge. So, yeah. But I heard from somebody in the TNT camp, and this is from a very reliable source, that they only want one other player, and he is a star player of another team. So, talagang magandang puzzle ito. And we will find out in the next few weeks for sure kung ano magiging fate ni Mikey Williams.
Kumbaga sa babayan partner, Ivan and Simon, madaming nanliligaw kay Mikey Williams. Parang ang haba ng hair niya.
Alright, talking about the mahaba na itong usapan, kaya pasimulan na natin mga kapatid sa ating pong COB, ang Cashier Bash. Alam nyo na ang drill dito. Walang tama, walang mali, bato-bato sa langit, tamaan, wag magagalit, at walang ang importante lamang dito ay ang inyong opinion, Simon and Ivan. Let's begin with our first COB item of the morning. It's official, maglalaro para sa Cherry Tigo crossovers sa resuming na PVL All-Filipino Cup ang dating key player ng Creamline Cool Smashers na si Risa Sato matapos ang kanyang maagang pag-exit or hindi pag-renew sa Creamline. Cashier Bash, malaking boost para sa Cherry Tigo ang pagpasok ni Sato. I'll begin with you, Simon. Go!
Cash money po yan, Comnoli. Risa Sato won 10 championships with the Creamline Cool Smashers, including that Grand Slam last year. So, alam po natin na makakapagdala po si Risa ng championship culture to the Cherry Tigo locker room. Not to say, of course, that the players on the crossovers roster don't have extensive resumes of their own. They do. Pero syempre, pagdating kay Risa, she's been there, done that as far as winning titles in the PBL is concerned. At ang isa ko pa pong tinitignan dito, Comnoli, ay meron po siyang ready-made chemistry kasi yung ilan po sa mga teammates niya dito sa Cherry Tigo ay naging teammates din po niya sa NU Bulldogs. Jen Yerba, Ces Robles, Jasmine Nabor, and oh, by the way, the head coach of Cherry Tigo, Norman Miguel, happened to be Risa's head coach in her final year with the NU Bulldogs back in UAAP Season 82. So, cash po talaga tayo dyan.
Wow! So talagang reunion of sorts pala nangyari dito sa Cherry Tigo. Ivan, ikaw, cash or bash, malaking boost para sa crossovers ang pagpasok ng isang player sa kalibre ni Risa Sato. Go!
In terms of improving the team, I say yes, it's a catch for me. So I agree with Simon na lalakas ang Cherry Tigo with Risa in because he has a championship experience with Dreamline. At ang maganda pang ang isa kang neto isa pang ino-observe or isa kang parang ina-analyze while going home from Ultra last night. Nga habang pinag-usapan yung topic, parang in the sense na if you want someone to beat Dreamline, why not go for someone who came from Dreamline? So si Risa Sato na ngayon. So yun nga, I hope. And they're tama, they're stacked. They have Jen Yerba, they have even Eya Laure. So I believe ito na siguro yung win now na mode ng Cherry Tigo with the arrival of Risa Sato.
Alright. Well, malaking player si Risa Sato. Alam natin, she's a very, very good hitter, defensive player as well. And so, I'm sure, tuwan-tuwa ang Cherry Tigo dito, partner.
Yeah, I totally agree with Simon and Ivan. Dahil, at the end of the day, talent is talent.
Talent is talent.
Magaling talaga si
The
Sato.
cream rises to the top.
Exactly.
Cream line.
Kaso, nawala, pumunta sa Tigo.
Napunta sa Cherry Tigo.
The cherry on top.
Yeah, the cherry is now on top.
The cherry is now on top.
Not the cream.
Not the cream. Kaya maganda yun. No? And kasama pa na, tulad ng sinabi ni Simon kanina, na yung coach niya, dati niyang coach sa NU Bulldogs, di ba? And the other players of Cherry Tigo. Kaya talagang cash yan.
Talagang very good ang chemistry nito. On the other hand, let me just go and take ko dito. Nawala siya sa cream line. Does it affect them immensely? Ako feeling ko hindi naman. Because Creamline is Creamline. It is still a championship team. Nakita na natin how they have survived so many players that are moving and they always manage to bring out the best from their players. I think Creamline will remain as strong as ever sa kanilang kampanya sa PVL. Alright, let's go to our second item of the morning. Naku, ito'y patungkol po sa PBA. Muling magpapalit na naman ng import ang San Miguel Beermen. Ito na ang pang-apat na pagbabago ng reinforcement para sa defending Commissioner's Cup champion. Mula kay Quincy Miller, Torren Jones, hanggang Jabari Narcis, patuloy ang pagsubok ng koponan na mahirap ang tamang timpla. Sa ngayon, meron lamang silang 4-4 win-loss record and they are at the number 8 spot. Medyo delikado pa rin ang positioning ng San Miguel. So, with this new import, si Malik Pope, Casio Bass, ang sagot sa problema ng SMB ay ang muling pagpapalit ng import. Ivan, you begin. Go!
Before I answer that, winner yung comment ni Sir Jera kayo na ba kayo dito sa ato. Cherry on top, very beanie. Anyway.
Sulat mo yan, Ivan. Sulat mo yan.
Ay sa mga blooms. Anyway, to answer your question naman about Malik Pope, I think ito na. Siguro, parang I want to say I'm 50-50 on it. Parang I don't wanna say cash agad kasi we still don't know what he can really do. Kasi malalaman pa lang natin tonight when they take on Meralco sa Candon. I can also say bash kasi syempre ang hirap din maging judgmental kasi papayad pa ng import and everything. And parang when we talked to Coach Leo after Wednesday's loss against Eastern sa EASL, parang he was already hinting about the what happened? Hello?
Yeah, go ahead. Sige.
Tuloy lang.
So So yeah, where was I? So when during our interview with Coach Leo after their loss sa EAS against Hong Kong Eastern, parang he was already hinting na papunta na nga doon. Parang they want to assess what's gonna happen kasi injured pala si Jabari Narcis. Pero parang with only 2 days gap, parang hirap din magpalit ng input. So I'm actually surprised that they decided to pull the plug. Kasi parang based on how I interpreted his answer, parang they're leaning to keeping Jabari Narcis for tonight. Pero yung nga, they decided to go for it. Okay, so all I can say is we'll just find out if he's the right fit kung tama itong ginawa ng San Miguel tonight when they take on Meralco. Especially at ang daming playoff implications din for Meralco because they can go up to 7-3, secure the playoff spot, and still go in the running for the top 2 spot, yung wants to win advantage ka nga.
Oo. Alright. Well, makikita. In other words, nasa gitna pa lamang si Ivan. Hindi pa siya talagang convinced. Alright, let's go. Simon, ito bang pagpapalit ang sagot sa problema ng SMB? Go!
Hindi po, Comnoli, Bash. And I want to preface this by saying that this is not a knock on any of the 1, 2, 3, 4 imports that have already played or are set to play for San Miguel thus far this conference. They're all talented. Pero ito pong idea natin na yung import ang magiging savior figure, messiah if you will, ng isang PBA team, sa tingin ko po ay lumang-luma na po ito in the year of our Lord 2025. The band-aid solution, and for better or for worse, yung import po kasi yung laging nagiging scapegoat. I mean, I guess they know what they're signing up for with these very lucrative contracts dito sa PBA. But in all fairness to these imports, kung titignan natin, for example, itong case ng San Miguel, I can point to other things na medyo mas deep-rooted po na nag-cause nito pong kanilang subpar record this conference. Yung coaching adjustment, going from George Gallen to Leo Austria. Kahit sabihin natin that Leo Austria has been on the bench of San Miguel for all this time, may iba pa rin, may differences pa rin naman po dun sa system. On top of that, even the chemistry of some of these imports, for example, si Jabari Narcis, he could not space the floor well, giving Junmar Fajardo the space that he needed down low. So sa tingin ko po, band-aid solution lang yung pagpapalit ng import. Let's give these imports the credit that they are due. And perhaps San Miguel, the championship franchise that they are, could look towards more long-term solutions for the rest of the season and the seasons to come.
I like what you said there. Long-term solutions. Partner, is this band-aid ba to? Itong pagpapalit, pang-apat ng San Miguel?
Well, in fairness to Simon, no? The situation of SMB right now, their back is against the wall. Diba? Now, they have to avail of all the remedies under the PBA rule in order to win, 'di ba? Dahil meron silang culture of winning and the pressure yung pressure ng San Miguel na hindi kayo pwedeng natatalo palagi ganyan, 'di ba? So there's no other way or other route but to get a new import. They have the money, 'di ba? And I agree with Simon na hindi lang 'yan, but based on this conference, 'di ba? Mataas ang height limit ng import. So that is the key for them to win right now. Kumbaga, yes, band-aid solution, but wala na silang alternative. Now, hoping that they'll be getting similar to George King in the last conference na biglang pumihit yung team nila dahil magaling si George King. Or similar to Billy Ray Bates or even to Tony Hurricane Harris. If they get, kunyari, swertein sila, makakuha sila ng 6'9", no? Na ganyan ang laro, well, that is the answer to their problem.
Ika nga, short term talaga, no?
Short term talaga, no choice sila.
They're looking now to a guy who is a pope, but who may not be blessing this team.
Yeah.
Malik Pope is 28, 6'10". Malaki to po.
6'10".
Pero again, alam mo sa akin, tama, I agree with Simon. This is just all band-aid solutions.
Yeah.
I don't know kung alam ng San Miguel kung anong ginagawa nila. They have made some trades, key trades in the season.
Yeah.
They have made a coaching change. They have 4 imports. Frankly, sa tingin ko, they do not know what they're doing right now. And I think that is the problem na walang direksyon itong team na to.
Yeah.
They have a Junmar Fajardo that should always be the center of
Marshall
the build-up.
Lassiter.
And of course, yung shooting all around that. I think they were waiting for Benny Boatwright. Walang nangyari kay Benny Boatwright. He is not yet ready to play. And that's why they are in this hole. I don't think this is the solution. I am abashed dito. And I really think that San Miguel needs to get their act together. Otherwise, maybe hindi lamang coaches and players ang matatanggal dito. There may be movement somewhere else. All right, let's go to our third and final COB of the morning. Nako, ito'y patungkol sa EASL kung saan may tuturing na powerhouse sa PBA ang San Miguel pero hindi makakuha ng momentum sa EASL games. Ganon na rin ang Meralco Bolts na naglalaro din sa EASL. Both teams are almost at the bottom of the team standings in their two groups. Ang San Miguel number 5 sa Group A at ang Meralco number 4 sa Group B. So, Casio Bash, dapat bang mas seryosohin ng PBA teams ang pagsabak sa EASL? Simon, go!
Bash, and I'll explain in a moment, but I find it funny that I'm defending San Miguel for a second straight question kasi long time Alaska Aces fan ako, Comnoli, and I rooted against the San Miguel Beermen for such a long period of time. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and defend them. And ang sagot ko pong bash is not necessarily because I think hindi po siniseryoso ng PBA teams yung pagsali na sa EASL. It's just the thought or the notion that they would come to an international tournament no less, giving less than 100%. Competing in multiple leagues at the same time is no joke.
Yeah.
Tapos may added pressure pa po kasi ang kalaban po natin dito sa EASL ay syempre teams from other countries. I think these PBA teams know what they're signing up for, but at the end of the day, they can only do so much. So much like the line of reasoning that I was using kanina dun sa mga imports natin. So every player on the roster, every coach on that bench has a limited bandwidth, human as they are. So para po sa akin, these PBA teams, and we saw the same situation with TNT not so long ago, I believe these PBA teams are doing the best with what they have right now. And I think the bigger perspective to take here is paano tayo nag-grow bilang players tsaka coaches, and I think those insights and that learning will be worth more than any other trophy that we could win in these tournaments.
All right. Ivan, same issue. Dapat seryosohin ng PBA teams ang pagsabak sa EASL. Casio Bash, go!
Pure Foods fan, charot. I'm gonna say yes, they should. They should be serious about this. Kasi, tama-tama si Simon eh. This is still nakakalabay ng SMB sa huli, featuring Maymay. And in all fairness naman to Meralco, they are still in contention of the power playoff. In fact, kung parang napag-usapan namin to sa PR ng PR ng ESL. Ano nga, based on unofficial tally, kahit na 3-3 pa lang Macau, yari din sila kasi ang New Taipei pati Meralco, dadaan na sila. So, hawak nilang dalawa yung tiebreaker. Masaklap, mas palag 3-way tie, laglag din ng Macau. So, basically speaking, may chance pa ang Meralco. They can still make it to the Final Four. They can still make it to Macau. Ang ako yan, nakita ko based on my unofficial count, they must beat New Taipei.
Interesting.
So, the last game, kasi yun lang, kasi yun na yung head-to-head clincher.
Oo.
So I believe nga na kasi, and actually, Coach Luigi and even Coach Nena, they said before na parang sineseryosohin lang ditong ESL. And that's not what they're doing. They're still in the playoff hunt. For San Miguel, lessons learned. Yeah, despite from having a coaching change, from having import change, but still 0-5. Parang siguro pa, yung trip to Suwon to face Maymay will be yung palakit ko yung pampalubog lang from this disappointing ESL campaign. So, interconnecting the PBA Commissioner's Cup and ESL medyo up and down San Miguel. So, pero like I mentioned, kung ano man tong gagawin nila, we still don't know.
Okay.
Pero at least for Meralco, seryoso sila. So, siguro model natin yung Meralco. Kung seryoso na Meralco, seryosohin nyo rin ng ibang teams.
Alright. Partner?
Okay. Akin, simple lang yan. No? Ang question, dapat mas seryosohin ng PBA teams ang pagsabak sa ESL? Yes. How? Huwag nila ipagsama yung laban ng EASL with the current separate. Maski na sabi mong champion ka, dapat hindi pwedeng chapsuy eh. Diba? Kaya hindi na siseryoso. Kaya kung gusto nila seryosohin yan, dapat separate ang tournament ng PBA bago sila pumasok sa tournament ng EASL.
Ang problema
That's
dito kaya talagang nag-overlap
Nag-overlap
Kasi ang EASL is a Champions League, no?
Exactly.
So, I guess it's really not only the teams but even the PBA itself.
Yeah.
They have to find a way
Yeah.
kung paano nila may incorporate itong EASL sa kanilang calendar.
Yes, yeah.
Remember,
Yun
it's
ang
hard
problema.
to adjust from one import to two imports.
Exactly.
So, nawawalan ng gana yung mga local players, no? But talking about Ghana, $1 million ang prize money dito. And alam mo ba na ang bawat PBA team gets $20,000 every time they play? Hindi nakikita ito ng PBA teams, and I think they have to understand that there is a lot at stake here and they have a lot of incentives. Yun maybe is one way to really get them na ganahan pa para maglaro sa EASL. But again, it's structural, it's institutional, and I hope somehow magawa ng paraan ito ng PBA. Dahil ang daming fans ng Philippine basketball at yan ang inaasahan ng EASL.
Yeah.
Alright, gentlemen, maraming salamat Simoun and Ivan for your time today sa Cashier Bash. Huwag kayong magsasawa. Sa ulitin ulit.
Thank
maraming
you so
salamat.
much, Simoun and Ivan. Ha?
Kaya mag-isawa ever. Thank you po.
See you soon.
Salamat po.
Ivan Saldajeno and Simoun Redoblado ang ating pong mga guests sa COB. Alright, bago tayo mag-break, isa muna pong pagsilip sa mga pop culture at viral videos sa mundo ng palakasan sa Stop and Pop. Ang title ng video natin ngayon, partner, ay Frozen. Nako Frozen. Tingnan nga natin to. Hindi po yung sikat na Disney animated film ang tinutukoy natin. Nanigas kasi. Nanigas kasi yung goalkeeper sa play na to dahil di na siya nakareact sa pagkagandang penalty kick ng batang ito. Talagang hindi nyo rin makikita kung anong nangyari sa isang panooran lang. Pero kailangan pang i-replay ang video para makita nyo yung sipa mismo dito kung saan Frozen ang goalkeeper.
Patira nung kanan pero sinipa yung kaliwang
Galing, ano?
Galing.
And talking about that, mamaya po sa ating pagbabalik, ang ating mga kasama, the new face of the Philippine Ascals or yung Philippine National Football Team. Ang ating pong makakasama mamaya si Sandro Reyes. And of course, coming up, Dion Thompson of Rain or Shine. Ito po ang Power and Play hatid sa iyo ng Cherry Loom, Cherry Tigo at ng JoyRide. We'll be back. Ang oras po natin, 9:10 ng umaga.
Big. To be a voice of my generation. To inspire resilience in the face of roadblocks. And in sharing my stories, I let others share in my passion.
Follow Kai Stories on Twitter and share yours. With Smart Double Giga Stories. Share 2 times the passion with 2 gigabytes for Twitter and more. Guaranteed every day. Plus data for all sites.
Simple. Smart ako.
Programang inaabangan, mga paborito mong
To the right, to the right.
To the right of the FM band. True FM.
On 105.9.
agad? Ay, bossing! Baka naman kasi hindi matibay yung ginamit nyo. Dapat ang gamitin mo ay cherry loom, ang yerong aluminum. Basta yero, cherry loom. Tibay protektado sa pangmatagalang yero.
Ang True FM, totoong nasa kanan na po ng FM band sa 105.9. Dito tayo sa totoo.
Power and play with Noli Iyala.
We'd like to say hello to all of our viewers sa NAIA Terminal 3 sa lahat po ng mga terminals na NAIA na pinapalabas ng Power and Play. Kamusta po kayong lahat dyan? O yun nga pala, JoyRide Super Taxi nasa Terminal 3.
Yun, kaya safe trip sa inyo lahat dyan.
Safe trip sa inyo lahat.
3.
Alright mga kapatid, right now the PBA is ongoing and it's really a tight race going into the playoffs, and one team that has really made waves is of course Rain or Shine, and they are being carried by our next guest, who is a veteran campaigner all over the world, and he's a member of a champion team in many places that he has played in, including when he was in college, a NCAA Division I champion with the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill. And he is here with us today to join us on Power and Play. No other than the Rain or Shine big man in the middle, Dion Thompson.
Thanks for having me.
Hi, good morning, Deon.
Thank you so much, Deon,
nice
for
to
joining
have you
us.
on our show.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Be a voice of
First of all, Deon, there was some news that Coach Yang recruited you because of his impressions when he played against you with Ivory Coast and of course against Gilas. And I'm sure you've also heard about Philippine basketball. Now that you're playing here in the Philippines, is everything that you've heard about Philippine basketball as you had expected?
Every day, about not only the country but the PBA. So many talented players in this league, and it's a really fun league to play in. So for me, I've really been enjoying my time here thus far.
You have played in so many places in Europe, in Asia. How does Philippine basketball compare?
I think there's just so many talented players here. I mean, especially the guards. Just from the game, we had a tough game just recently versus Converge, and Stockton and these guys are so talented. And when you look at my team as well, we have so many talented guards who can create their own shot. They're so fast, so quick, can get in the lane and finish. And so there's a very, very, very talented players here in the PBA.
Okay, Dion, aside from, your daily grind with the Rain or Shine, what's been keeping you up or keeping you busy while you're here in the Philippines?
I haven't really been able to explore so much. That's something I plan to do coming here soon. In my off time, I watch a lot of games. Like I literally watch all the PBA games that are going on nightly. I always like to watch my University of North Carolina play when they have opportunities to play. Luckily, it works out the time zones. So as it's like 9 o'clock here in the morning, it's 8 p.m. back home. So I'm able to catch those games in the morning here. So I do watch a lot of basketball in my downtime. So I'm looking forward, though, to exploring Manila and seeing the sights a little bit.
Yeah, I saw your social media account, particularly on X. And I saw that you're an avid golfer, Dion. I even saw you modeling some of the golf stuff that you wear and some of the equipment. First of all, have you tried any of our golf courses here? We've got a lot in the Philippines, and you know how it is. The weather here in the Philippines is golf weather all the time, all year round.
Yeah, I wouldn't say I'm a golfer. I mean, I think it's hard. It's one of the hardest and most challenging things I've done. It's really, but it's fun though. I mean, I think as all of us like to challenge ourselves, and golf is definitely challenging. It's so mental, and but I haven't had a chance to explore here and get out. I mean,
too
this weather
bad for
is perfect
you.
to be outside, and hopefully I'll be able to get out there on the course and swing the sticks a little bit.
Just let Jera know, because he's gonna take you to the golf courses here, Dion.
I definitely got.
But first and foremost, what's your handicap?
Actually, you know what? I just now started working with a coach. Just to work on my swing, just to get my swing really comfortable. So I'm very new to this golf journey. So ideally, this summer I'll be able to get out there with my boys and play some full 18s and really
Right.
get my scores right.
Well,
Great.
I'm sure you'll find a good course here in the Philippines. The other thing I saw is that you and your wife, Amber, are very much fond of the beaches. Well, of course, you come from Ivory Coast as well. You're a naturalized player of Ivory Coast. You know, have you visited any of our Philippine beaches, Dion?
I haven't, but it's definitely on my to-do list. Boracay is one place that I think will be our next stop when we get an opportunity to get over there. But I mean, I look at all the pictures on Instagram and stuff, and the water is perfect. It's that blue, that see-through water where you can look through and see your hands. So I hear nothing but great things about the beaches, but that is something that I definitely plan to do.
Well, you know, we were looking at your resume, and you have an impressive resume. I mean, you played for UNC, of course, and you won the national championship in 2009. And you played with future NBA greats during that time. So let me just ask you a little bit about that. First of all, what is the best lesson you learned from your experience with UNC, particularly under Coach Roy Williams, who's a legend in the game?
Yeah. I mean, there's so many things that I could say, but one thing that comes to my mind is that, like, when you work hard as a unit, as a team, it doesn't really matter who gets the credit, you know, as long as the team is successful. And I think that's like a prime example when you looked at like that 2009 national championship team. We won the national championship, and then 5 guys get drafted in the first round. So I think when your team is successful, I think everyone around you is successful. So that's one thing I kind of take with me everywhere I go, is that I don't really try to focus on myself or how good I'm doing, but how good the team is doing. And because when our team is successful, and then you will be successful as an individual. So that's kind of something I've taken with me.
Okay, just a run through of Dion Thompson.
The resume.
Just a resume. Okay, NCAA champion 2009, Greek League All-Star 2011, Slovenian All-Star MVP 2012, Slovenian League All-Star 2012, Slovenian Cup MVP 2012, and I'm going to skip with Slovenia All-German League Second Team 2014. I'm going to skip again with the German League. Israel League Champion 2015. 2017 Serbian League Champion, Adriatic League Champion, Lithuanian League Champion 2019, and hopefully rain or shine 2025 champion.
Yeah, and that's you've been a champion everywhere you went, everywhere you've been. What do you see as a common denominator among all of these teams that you've played in that have won championships with you around? Obviously, you are a common denominator, but what kind of trait do you see in these teams that have led to these championships?
Yeah, I think it's the camaraderie and just the togetherness that you have with your team. I mean, obviously, there's a lot of things that go into that as well, as like being healthy, like staying healthy throughout the season is really important. But I think just having that good unit, a core group of good guys, you know, that do the right things on the court and off the court. I think that's something that I feel there was a common denominator with a lot of those teams. All of us got along really well, and I think that showed even on the court. There's guys, but off the court we were together. We would go eat together. We would laugh and joke. We would communicate, and we would have a good relationship off the court, and that just always carried over to on the court.
Okay, so do you see that in rain or shine?
I definitely do. I mean, this is probably one of the most fun group of guys I've been around. I think just every day is just, you're just always laughing and joking, and just even thinking about it just brings a smile to my face, because this is a great group of guys, and these guys have been together for a long time, and I think it shows. And I think this, even when we went through a little bit of adversity in these last couple of weeks and losing back-to-back games, I think everyone still stuck together. And I think in adversity, that stuff is very important, that you stick together as a team and you continue to believe in yourself. And I see that in this group.
Okay, what can you say about Bo Belga?
He's our captain. We guard each other every day. And he's such an intelligent player, very crafty. He probably has one of the best shot fakes that I've had to guard, because the way he does his shot fake is the same exact way he shoots his shot. So it's like you can't tell if it's a shot fake or it's actual shot, and he's really good at that. And so he's a great teammate to have.
You know, the other thing, of course, is Coach Yang Yao,
Yeah.
partner. You know, Coach Yang is a legend in the Philippines, in Philippine basketball. Not only in terms of his the way he coaches, but also his personality. You know, what's your impression about Coach Yang? What do you think about him as your coach, and I guess as a friend here in the Philippines?
I think it's been a great for him to be my first coach here in the PBA, because I think he's setting the standard of what is expected of his players, even what he expects of himself every day, and he comes to work. So it's been great, and I think he gives the confidence not only to myself but to all his players to play their game. You know, we like to get out and run and play in transition, and when we have our open shots, to take them and not hesitate. So I think he does a great job of giving guys the confidence. You know, and sometimes when you play for coaches and you do something and you might make a mistake and you're looking over your shoulder, wondering if you're going to get yanked out the game, if you're going to get yelled at. But I feel like with Coach Yang, you don't have to worry about that. You just play and just play with full confidence. So for me, it's been great that I've come to PBA here and he's my first coach here, because, like I said, I think he's setting that standard for what it's like, for what I should expect from coaches in this league.
Okay, among the imports, well, what can you say about the other imports playing in the PBA league?
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot of talented guys here, you know. Every night you're going to have a challenge, you know, to guard someone. Just our last game against Northport, Kadeem Jack is someone who is very talented, who has a lot of size and length. Has a very great touch. Obviously, everyone loves RSJ, who's super talented. We haven't had the opportunity to play against him yet, and it's a lot of guys who are really good here. Obviously, Ricardo Ratliff is someone that I know and was played against, and we played together in South Korea, who's very strong, really knows how to use his body and create angles and finish around the basket. Donovan Smith, who's shooting I saw last night, he was 4 or 5 from the 4-point line and in their game versus Magnolia. So, and then it's an endless list of guys that you got to be prepared for every night to guard and try to compete against.
You are right now in the middle of the pack. Everybody's all bunched up. You're 6-3. You're tied with Meralco. You're just half a game behind. The 7-3 guys, and of course Talk and Text at the top. What do you think will it take to get the Elasto Painters over the hump and into the finals here, Dion?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I think our biggest thing for us right now is consistency. I feel like we started off hot, obviously, and then we had those slip of 2 games. And looking at it, that Phoenix game is something that I still think about a lot, losing there at the last at the end of the game. But I think the biggest thing for us right now will just be consistency. I mean, I think the way we played against Northport, we need to play like that for these last remaining 3 games that we do have. Trying to find another win or possibly 2, so we don't finish in that 7 or 8 spot, which you don't want to be in, to play in that 2 elimination 1.
Right.
I don't know the right terminology for that.
Twice to beat the disadvantage.
Yeah, exactly. You don't want to be in that spot. So if we can be anywhere between that 6 and 3 spot and going into the playoffs, I think we give ourselves a great chance. But the biggest key word for us in rain or shine is just going to be consistency.
Who are these last 3 teams that
rain or shine is going to play?
Yeah.
We got our next game is against Ginebra, who obviously
you're in the same slot. 6-4. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Yeah. We got Ginebra, and then a really big game for us would be Inlex, who obviously on paper their record is not very good, but they're still a very good team with a very good import. And then our last game will be TNT Talking Text.
Well, you know, talking about Ginebra, you mentioned that you're looking forward to your game against RJ Abarientos, who was your teammate with the Shinshu Brave Hearts in the Japan B League. How are you preparing for that? And of course, obviously the big crowd that will be watching you against Barangay Ginebra.
Yeah, definitely. I think as a competitor, you like to play against the best teams, and obviously a team who was in the finals last conference. I think that's always a good measuring stick to see where you are as a team. When you can compete against the best teams, the best players, it kind of gives you that reality of where you are as a team. So, and obviously RJ is a friend of mine and a super talented player. I think he's probably one of the more exciting players to watch as a fan. Like, I'm a fan of his, you know, like I like to see him make his no-look passes and shoot his fours, and I think he really gets the crowd going. So it's going to be a fun game. Obviously, they're a good team, and we're kind of both in the same place in the standings.
Yeah.
So it's going to be I think it'll be a really good game for the both of us.
You have played against and with some of the great players of the NBA, including Danny Green and T. Lawson and Wayne Ellington and even Ed Davis, who was supposed to play here in the Philippines. Are you still in touch with these guys? And fun moments, the best moments with these guys. What do you remember?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, those are my guys for life. You know, Danny, we're still in great contact. He was one of my groomsmen in my wedding, so he's definitely a friend that's very impactful to me in my life. Ed and I still train together back in Chapel Hill. That's where I spend my off season, in the Chapel Hill area. So I see Ed every day in the summertime. So those guys are I think when you win something, especially at that age, we were all 18, 19, very young, you know, and then guys go on to be successful in the NBA and do other things. I think you create that bond that's kind of like for a lifetime. And I think that's one thing that University of North Carolina that we have is like it's like a true family, you know. So we do have a group chat with everybody in there, and we stay in contact and we stay in touch and check in on each other. And so it's something that I'm very thankful for, that I have that relationship with those guys. That's something that I can take with me wherever I go.
Partner, final question from you. Anything else that you want to, or just say whatever?
Well, you'll be playing against Ginebra, and remember, last night, Justin Brownlee was not playing at par. So there will be a big revenge on the second game.
Yeah, you always hate that, right? When the best player has an off night.
Yeah.
You know, he's going to come into that next game focused, laser locked in, and he's a player who can win a game by himself. So it's not going to be one person that can. I'm not going to say stop him. I'm going to say slow him down, because with players like that, you just want to make things difficult for them. You know, make their shots difficult, lower their shooting percentage. But I know he's going to be ready and focused. But I believe we will be as well.
I got two final questions for you, Dion. Number one, what is your fearless forecast for rain or shine?
Fearless forecast.
That would be fearless.
I would say reaching the PBA finals is my forecast that I see for us.
Amazing.
And that's a goal that I have, and I think that's a goal that we can reach. I mean, obviously, rain or shine, the last two conferences have made it to the semifinals, and hopefully, with me being here and us just playing consistent basketball, we can reach the finals here in the PBA Commissioner's Cup.
Well, as a parting shot, you know, I looked at your X account, and you did mention when you arrived in the Philippines, and let me just quote it. You said, "Basketball is more than a game; it's a passport to new worlds."
Yeah,
Are you happy to be here, and would you come back again and maybe play over and over in this new world of the Philippines?
Most definitely, man. Most definitely. I really do enjoy it here. From the fans they love basketball here just as much as I love basketball. Rain or shine, the whole organization and team has welcomed me with open arms. It's been a pleasure to sit here and talk with you guys and talk.
All right. Well, Dion, we wish you all the best. We look forward to your games, and of course, looking forward to having rain or shine in the finals of the Commissioner's Cup. Thank you so much, and enjoy your golf. Enjoy the beaches. Never mind the other things. Just go and play and enjoy the beaches.
Good luck on your last 3 games, Dion.
All right. This is important. Very important.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Mga kaibigan, Dion Thompson of the Rain or Shine Alaska Painters. What a guy, a champion all the way, and obviously we're looking forward na madala niya ang Rain or Shine, yung championship culture na iyon. Alright, bago po tayo magpatuloy, naku, ito medyo malungkot na balita, just got it now. Ang ating pong kaibigan si Tony Lu, yung ating pong magaling na photographer, just passed away. This is confirmed, no, Mike? Tony Lu passed away sa pong napakahusay na na photographer ng PBA. Ang tagal ko nakasama sa PBA.
Ring partner.
Just oh my God.
Very
nice man.
nice guy, affable. Dahil si Tony Lu dati, naglulukohan pa nga kami. Because when I was a young sports writer then, way back in the 80s, ano lang yan, yung camera niya.
Camera lang.
Ano ba tawag mo doon? Yung
Instamatic.
Pero ang dami niyang kinukunan. Ang bait na tao. Oh my.
Nakikiramay po tayo sa pamilya ni
Tony
Lu. Ha? Ito po ay posted by Tessa Hasmines sa Facebook. Kaya nakikiramay po tayo sa pamilya ng nawalang si Tony Lu. Alright, bago po tayo magpatuloy, gusto lang po namin of course magpasalamat sa lahat ng mga tagapagtaguyod ng Power and Play. Unahin ko na po of course ang Cherry Loom, ang yerong may aluminum sa ganitong pabago-bagong panahon. Sobrang init, minsan uulan, lalamig. Kailangan natin ng matibay at protektadong bubong. Dapat ang bubong ay yerong may aluminum. Kapag may aluminum, tsak na pang matagalan. At isa lang alam kong kalidad na yerong may aluminum, yan ang Cherry Loom. Tibay protektado sa pang matagalang yero. Cherry Loom, ang yerong may aluminum. Cherry Tigo Crossover, introducing the new 2025 Tigo 2 Pro. Discover style, power, and innovation in one sleek package. Step into the new 2025 Tigo 2 Pro's modern design for the bold and dynamic individual. Under the hood, you'll find a new 1.5-liter dual overhead cam engine paired with either a 5-speed manual or a 9-speed CVT. Switch to sport mode for a powerful engine response or go eco mode for maximum fuel efficiency. Stay connected and entertained with a 10.25-inch infotainment screen, wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, plus an HD reverse camera, cruise control, and more. All for the driver who demands it all. And here's the best part. Starting at 708,000 pesos for the manual transmission variant, cash purchase, the new Tigo 2 Pro crossover SUV could be yours. The new Tigo 2 Pro, style, tech, and comfort all wrapped into one dynamic crossover. Ready to make it your next ride? Visit your nearest Cherry showroom or check out Cherry Auto Philippines on Facebook at Cherry Auto Philippines.
Thank you!
JoyRide! No more waiting na sa JoyRide QR Code Instant Booking. Parahin lang ang JoyRide MC Taxi Driver at i-generate ang QR code sa JoyRide Super App. Ipascan ito sa driver para match agad. And of course, sa JoyRide Super Taxi Hatid Airport Service, wala nang hassle sa pagpunta sa airport para sa inyong flight. Pre-book a ride to the airport from 2 weeks to 24 hours prior to your departure. Fill out the pre-booking form through this link or scan the QR code to fill out the pre-booking form. For inquiries, you may call JoyRide Super Taxi Hatid Airport Hotline at 0920-948-6550 Monday to Saturday.
Thank you!
717 Deli, serving quality classic premium sandwiches. Treat yourself to a feel-good meal today. Located at the 3rd floor, 53 Connecticut Street, Green Hills, San Juan. 717 Deli, keep you smiling with every bite.
Thank you!
Skin, your face and body anti-aging center with branches at Alabang Town Center in Green Hills, San Juan. For your skin assessment and treatment schedule, please call 0917-890-1640 or 0977-809-8886.
Thank you!
Smart, live more today.
Thank you!
Rudy Project. Elevate your performance and style with Rudy Project.
Thank you!
Maraming salamat po sa inyong lahat, sa lahat po ng ating mga tagapagtaguyod. Alright, partner, nasa huli na tayong portion. And alam mo, recently, pambihira ang pinakita ng Philippine National Football Team.
No.
At sila, at yung isang mukha ng bagong Philippine football, ang itatampok natin po sa In the Spotlight. At ngayong araw po ito ang ating itatampok sa In the Spotlight, partner. Napakagaling na player ng Philippine Ascals. Siya po ang naka-score doon sa isang sa 2-1 victory natin laban sa Thailand in our first win in 52 years sa ASEAN Mitsubishi Electric Cup. At nung isang araw, naabutan natin siya. Walang iba kung hindi ang naging kapitan but an active midfielder ng Philippine National Football Team, si Sandro Reyes. And we're very lucky to have with us no other than the attacking midfielder for the Philippine National Football Team, no other than Sandro Reyes. Thank you for joining us, Sandro, all the way there from Germany.
Thank you for having me, sir.
Well, first of all, congratulations on what has been a tremendous month, including the last few days of 2024 on that historic run of the Philippine national team, particularly at the ASEAN Mitsubishi Electric Cup. Describe the feeling, Sandro, of just being part of that, that whole experience of playing in the ASEAN Mitsubishi Electric Cup, and of course, playing in front of the home crowd and playing in front of a hostile crowd in Thailand.
Yeah, the overall experience, the whole month was a roller coaster of emotions. This tournament only happens every 2 years, and it's the biggest tournament in Southeast Asia. So we take this tournament very seriously, and yeah, the whole month was just very fun. We had a lot of ups, a lot of downs, but ended the tournament strong. We're able to qualify for the semifinals, and yeah, it was really exciting to be able to play a semifinals at home, and to be so close to be able to play our first ever final as well.
And at your age, young age of 21, you've already had a few goals here and there, and of course that big goal to open up the scoring against Thailand en route to that historic win, our first over the War Elephants in 52 years. When you look back at that, and of course where you came from, this team, did you believe that this young Philippine side stood a chance against a veteran, the best in Southeast Asia?
I think throughout the tournament, we perhaps didn't get the results that we wanted to, especially in the group stage. The first 3 games, we didn't win any of the first 3 games, but we always believed in ourselves because we were playing well, despite the results. The end results were not so good, but what we were doing to try and achieve those results in all of those games were very good. So that gave us the belief that as long as we keep playing well, that the results will come, and they did, luckily on that day.
Right. Well, I know it's water under the bridge, and you've been asked about this, but let me just go a little bit back to that game against Thailand, particularly the one that was played in Thailand, where we of course the aggregate loss of 4-3, but we gave it a run, and of course one of the more controversial moments, of course, was that goal that was scored in the 37th minute by Chamrasani, and again there were questions about whether that should have counted, that whether they were out of bounds. There was no review of the play. What is your take on that particular goal, Sandro?
As the game was being played, I actually was in a pretty good angle to see the ball and where it ended up for that play, and I saw it right away that in my opinion, it was out. But once the game was over, I didn't think about it anymore, because whatever I think, it's not gonna change the result of that play anymore. But yeah, just disappointed because perhaps if they reviewed it, they could have seen that maybe it was out. Maybe it wasn't, maybe it was, but if they reviewed it, then for sure they could have known better.
When we look at this team, and it's a very young team, when you talk about Bjorn Christensen and Santi Rublico, Alex Morris, Adrian Ugelvik, and Zico Bailey, a lot of the other young guys, what makes this team special in your mind, Sandro?
Yeah, as you said, we're all young, we're all very hungry, we all want to prove ourselves, but I think at the end of the day, I've been with the national team a couple of years now, and I think just the brotherhood that we've built and the fight that we have for the country and for each other was truly special in this tournament, I believe.
As you said, you've been with the team from the time you were a youth player, from under 16 all the way to under 23. Of course, you're only 21. And you've seen the development of football. You've seen your development as well as the development of the national team. When you look at that, where do you think have we made giant strides in that has given us this kind of, fight, result, and of course, potential?
I'd say we've also been able to recruit players that are playing in better leagues. So obviously the quality of our teams are going to get stronger. The quality of coaches that we've been able to bring in have been slowly increasing. So yeah, overall I think the manager Freddie's desire to want to push football forwards in the Philippines is one of the biggest reasons I would say that we're slowly improving.
And it's really the drive, the leadership, and of course, the quality of talent that we're bringing into the national team. You talked about your coach, in particular, Coach Albert Capellas has been at the helm of this team only for a few months, but obviously the results have far exceeded many of those expectations about this team. How impactful has been Coach Albert so far for the Philippine football team?
I think he's been massive. I think for the first time that I've been with the national team, I think every single player believes in what the coach is doing and wants to do what the coach is saying, wants to play the way he wants to play, and really appreciates how he manages the entire team, whether you're an important player, whether you're a rotational player, he puts the same amount of care into every player. So yeah, overall, everyone's very happy, and we're very excited to see what's going to come for the team.
Can you describe his style in terms of strategic compared to the other coaches that have handled the national team?
Yeah, I think he comes from Barcelona, so he obviously comes with that style of wanting to have the ball a lot, wanting to dominate possession, wanting to play the game in the opponent's field. When the opponent has the ball, to try and get it back as quickly as possible. And overall, a very attacking style of play, very exciting, the way that us young players want to play. But throughout the tournament, obviously, there were moments where in the end, you just have to win, and it's not about how you're playing, what style you want to play, but how to win. And we found that easy also to be able to do in certain moments.
You know, that's interesting when you said that, you know, the attacking style in which you guys, young players like you, like to play. And do you think that, this is the kind of coach that I guess can really bring out the best in young players like you, and in fact even attract other players to come and play because of this kind of attacking style that you're playing?
Yeah, I hope so, because at the end of the day, we're football players, and attacking, scoring goals, having the ball is what we play football for. It's not to defend and let the other team dominate us. At the end of the day, we want to be the ones that are playing football and controlling the game. So hopefully it continues that way.
Yeah, a lot of people are now, of course, paying attention to you at your young career, with the kind of leadership that you've played. You've worn the armband already at your young age. You've scored is it 3 goals already in your senior career, and you've had so many other appearances, of course, for the national team. But I guess people want to know more about Sandro Reyes. So talk about your journey, Sandro. You started at a very young age, I understand, at around 4 years old. But who got you interested in football?
I think many people around me are always arguing who got me into football. My cousin used to play for the women's national team as well, and I used to watch her games from a young kid, and she used to encourage me to play. My best friends also will say that they were the ones that brought me to my first training when I was 4 years old. Then, of course, my father. There's always that father-son, sports dream. So obviously, he's gonna argue that he was the one that even started my football career. But yeah, a lot of people had a lot to do with my young career, and a lot of people have a lot to do with my career now. And I'm just happy to be able to be supported by such a good team around me.
And of course, the foundation of your game is solid. From the time you started playing with your grade school team in Paref Southridge, all the way to your scholarship in FCB Escola, it has been solid all the way. Clearly that is not, not everyone gets that kind of opportunity. How much of that has really helped you? And do you think that is one way to maybe develop the local boys' skills, really to get them exposed to this kind of training?
Yeah, obviously, I was very fortunate to be able to move to Spain at such an early age. I think Spain has such a good way of producing young players and teaching young players how to learn the game. So I really find myself very fortunate to be able to learn the basics of the game in one of the top football countries in the world.
Yeah. Well, everyone knows that your family is a political family. It's into public service, all the way from your grandmother and your father and everyone else. How supportive has your family been in a line that is, I guess, different from what the family is used to, public service?
Yeah, my father was always telling me that he never got the opportunity to do whatever he wanted, whether he wanted to do other things. My grandparents would, force him into that life, to have to carry on the family legacy in the province in politics. But I think my father knew that when he would have his own kids, they would be able to do whatever they wanted, as long as they were working hard for it and trying their best. And that's what he's given all of us kids.
Well, that's very interesting. I guess that's really driving you to do a greater. Who are your biggest idols in the sport, Sandro?
Obviously, Lionel Messi is probably my biggest idol ever since I was a young kid. That whole Barcelona team in general, I would say Xavi, Iniesta, Busquets. I grew up watching all of those guys, so those would have to be my idols. But today, I just like watching football in general and enjoying the best players of the game play and learn from them. So, yeah.
I know that the team is no longer called the Azkals, but even as you were growing up, obviously you saw the Azkals and you saw how they played. Were there any particular player that you follow, that you liked, and sort of said, I want to be like him and want to be an Azkal someday?
Yeah, obviously when I was young, very young in the Philippines, Phil Younghusband was obviously the guy to try and be like if you were a football player in the country. And when I was young and I was a striker, and I would try and watch him and see how he scored a lot of goals and was really good technically, used both feet. Then as I grew older, of course, I got the privilege to watch and to obviously play with Stefan Schrock also. And a lot of my game, especially the mental side, I would say is emulated by him, and I learned a lot from him. So very fortunate to learn from a lot of other great players.
Very legendary names, of course, in Philippine football, and one of these days your name will be obviously going to be alongside them. Outside of football, Sandro, do you have any other interests? Do you play any other sport?
Yeah, I love sports in general ever since I was a kid. But nowadays, I'd say I do a lot of golfing, especially when I'm in the Philippines. Yeah, not so much here because it's really cold and I don't have much time. But when I'm in the Philippines, I like to try and golf every day whenever I can. And all the others, tennis, I also like to play. But yeah, I like to watch a lot of other sports as well.
You are in Germany and you are playing for your club, Gütersloh, is that right?
Yes.
Yeah. And you've been there for about what, a year and a half? Is that right?
With my new team, 6 months.
6 months.
Six months.
What is how much of help has your stint been with this club, and of course with your previous stint overseas in your other teams that you've joined?
Yeah, ever since I came to Germany, I think it it was a big help. You know, I came from Spain many years, and then being able to go to a different culture, it really helped me balance out all parts of my game and work on all parts of my game. You know, the game is different in all countries, so to be able to get bits and pieces of every country really helped me. And then obviously moving to my first men's team in Gütersloh, and just the importance of just winning and finding a way to win games whether you're not playing well.
Mga kaibigan, ang ating panayam kay Sandro Reyes, the new face of Philippine football. If you want to hear the entire, konti na lang naman yung naiwan doon. The entire interview, puntahan niyo po ang Power and Play FB page. Partner, ang galing. He's a nice young man, and I think he will really represent the Philippines for a very long time. Napakagaling na bata.
Pero nakita ko yung mukha ni Sandro.
Oo.
Sorry, Edmond, it's an improvement of the race.
Gwapo, no? Ay, ang daming naluloko dito sa batang to. Ay, nako. Well, mga kaibigan, nagpapasalamat po kami sa lahat ng ating mga naging guests ngayong araw pong ito. Of course, bago tayo magtapos, announce ko lang ang lahat na nanalo sa Power and Play, or rather, yung JoyRide top-up promo natin, si Maria Elisa Lorenzo, RJ Aquino, Jania Del Rosario, Kesha Tangpus, and Dindi Balawing. Congratulations sa inyo lahat. 1,000 pesos e-wallet credits for all of you. Partner, kita-kita tayo ulit next week.
Yeah.
Enjoy your week, mga kaibigan, and your weekend, of course. And magkita-kita po tayo ulit next Saturday. At lagi natin sinasabi, tuwing Sabado, bawal ang masungit. At sa lahat po ng ating gawain, ad maiorem Dei gloriam, all for the greater glory of God. Kami po ang 1PH Teleservisyo para sa Pilipino. Susunod na po ang inay ko po.
Happy sporty weekend sa inyo lahat.
More power
and more play.
Sa kapwa ko Pilipino, ipagmalaki ang galing na meron tayo. Ilantad ang likas nating talento at magdala ng saya sa mundo. Sa harap ng pagsubok ay di susuko. Para sa pangarap tayo'y porsigido. Magpakitang gilas na at magpapatalo. Ipag-iwang natin ang Pilipino. Yan ang Pinoy. Mula noon at hanggang ngayon, talento natin ang bida. Mula sa simpleng bakuran hanggang entablado natin ipakita. May pagsubok man ng Pinoy, pinalalakas ng saya. San man tayo sa Pulo, Chumbe, Sibay, Lakay, Manila. Sama-samang pakita ang galing natin katropa. Sa kapwa ko Pilipino.
Power and Play is presented by Cherry Loom, ang yerong may aluminum. Cherry Tigo, there's more to our cars. JoyRide, ang bago ninyong kasundo.
Halina't makinig